You're probably wondering, what exactly is Judo math? Do the kids actually fight each other for math dominance? The answer to that is no, by the way. Judo math is simply a better way to teach math. But that still doesn't answer the question, so let me try an analogy. I'll bet you remember learning how to ride a bike, but do you remember how long it took you to learn that skill? I remember I taught my daughter how to ride a bike, and she picked it up in like 15 minutes. I pushed her, and there she went. I thought I was a master teacher. Then I did the same thing with my son, except it took him weeks to figure it out. So much for being the master. But does it really even matter? Both of my kids can ride a bike now, and no one cares how long it took them to learn. The point is, every person learns at a different pace. Unfortunately, we completely ignore that fact in our math classes. Right now, all students follow the pace of the teacher in the classroom. They learn a topic, take a test, and even if they fail it, they have to move on to the next topic. That makes absolutely no sense. Imagine if I taught a 1-hour bike riding class and both my kids were in it. My daughter figured it out in 15 minutes and wanted to learn something else, but she had to wait. My son wasn't even close to getting it yet, so he's lost. But in the very next class, we're all still moving on to the next topic anyway. All right, kids, now it's time for us to learn how to do a wheelie. My son would have probably cried, believing he was just no good at it. He'd eventually stop liking everything about bikes, then decide that he didn't even really need to know how to ride a bike anyway, and then never learn how to ride one at all. That's how a lot of kids feel about math today. Just replace the word bike with math and it all sounds too familiar. But that's not how the kids feel in Judo math.
I didn't like math at all before Judo math, but then this program really, it showed myself that I was capable of achieving math and doing good at it.
According to a study at the National Institute of Education in Singapore, students who think they are skilled in math tend to perform well on math tests. In fact, they found that confidence was the best predictor of achievement in both mathematics and English.
Yay!
Students in Judo math are more confident because they're given more time. They progress at their own pace, working through a belt system as they master each topic. Kids didn't want to wear actual belts. They told me that was lame, so they wear bracelets. But confidence isn't just about pacing, it's about culture. The core principles of Judo are cooperation, mutual welfare, and contributing something of value to the world. Kids in Judo math help each other, teach each other, and create a positive culture in the classroom as they all strive to become black belts.
It made me think about mathematics as something completely different than beforehand. Before it felt like just painful, complete, busy work, and now it feels like something that just changes your life.
We at Judo Math believe it's not what you teach, it's how you teach it. And what we're doing now isn't working. In the most recent international study, the United States was ranked 36th in math proficiency, scoring well below the world average, with Shanghai topping the list. And the disparity is large. Shanghai's 15-year-old students were the equivalent of nearly 3 years of formal schooling ahead of the U.S. Why does that even matter? According to Stanford's projections, bringing the U.S. scores up to the performance of the top nations in the world could result in a gain of $103 trillion to the U.S. economy over the lifetime of our children. That's why we need Judo Math. In its first year of implementation at High Tech Middle School in San Diego, the 8th grade proficiency level was 88%. In comparison, the state of California proficiency level was just 30%. Since then, we've consistently outscored the state each year by at least 30%. The new Common Core standards are being implemented right now across the nation, focusing on explanation and collaboration. It's the way Judo Math has been teaching for 5 years. It's time for the rest of the world to see the benefits.